Mrs. Muller, you say that after an extremely painful childhood, filled with much heartbreak and pain, you turned your life around, joined the military, and got married. But the one thing you still need to know is who is your dad. You've dragged the defendant to court to prove he is your biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Robinson, you claim that you've always known you are not Ms. Muller's biological father and feel badly that you pretended to be just to stop her from being heard. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Muller, what emotions are you feeling today standing here in court?
I'm hurt, I'm angry, I'm annoyed. Your Honor, when I grew up, I had a rough childhood. I didn't really know either one of my parents very well. I basically raised myself, being raised by myself and the people that I was in foster care with. So I was a little troubled child, but as I grew older, I told myself I didn't want to be like that. So I graduated from high school with an honors diploma. I joined the Army. I went and served my country overseas. I came back. I'm in school now, on the dean's list, getting my bachelor's degree. I'll be done in a year. I'm married to a man who loves me and supports me fully. And I feel like I'm proud of myself.
And thank you for your service. But I still see the pain.
I'm so hurt. I just feel like nobody cares, or like, Your Honor, when I was getting deployed to Iraq, I wanted my family there. I took the time out to call Mr. Robinson, asked him to be there for me, you know? I'm getting ready to deploy, can you come up to the unit? His answer was, I'm busy. And he lived in the same city, 10 minutes away.
And so you have not had the support?
Never.
Of the man you believe is your biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Talk to the court about your doubts, because this is a beautiful young woman here.
Yes, Your Honor. I've always been there for Miss Muller, even from the day she was born up to this present day. Even with my doubts that she was not my daughter, I was there for her.
In what ways were you there for her? Because when I look at her, she wants that answer.
I was always there. I always come visit her. I tried to take her places, do things with her from the birth to this present day.
So, Ms. Muller, as you hear that testimony, you don't feel like he was there for you?
No, Your Honor. Even at a point, I was in Oregon at one point, and I was in this abusive relationship. And the last person I wanted to call was Mr. Robinson, but I had no other choice. I called him and told him my situation. I told him, if you could just give me some money, or I don't even think I asked for money. I asked if I could come stay with him because I needed somewhere to go. He told me he didn't have any money, and I believe he told me I couldn't stay with him.
So, Mr. Robinson, I want to ask you this. You say you have doubt.
Yes.
But you also say you've always been there for her.
I've been there because I've always been a stand-up man. I was raised to believe that if you were a father, you take care of your kids. Right. That was the way I was raised.
Okay.
And that's what I did.
And do you understand that she believes you're her biological father?
Not by the way they treated me, no. Oh. No, Your Honor.
Okay. So, talk to me about this doubt and where it stems from. Take me back to this relationship with her mother.
Yes, Your Honor, when Miss Muller was born, I was there, like I said, every day.
You were in a relationship with her mother?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
And
married?
Not married.
All right.
I did everything a father should have done.
And so, wait a minute. You're in a relationship with her mother gets pregnant, and you do everything a father should do, but you don't believe you are this child's biological father.
Yeah, I was going
I need you to explain to me how that happens.
With the way she made me feel when Miss Muller was born.
Feelings ain't got nothing to do with the DNA. I want to understand, why do you have doubt? Were you having sex with her mother during the window of conception?
Yes, I was, but...
Okay, now, do you have any notion, idea, belief, or proof that her mother was also having sex with anyone else?
Well, she had a lot of men friends. When I come around, they always walk away, y'all. It gave me doubts because they walk away.
Did you ever question her and say, hey, are you cheating on me? Are you having any other relationships?
I did, Your Honor.
And what was the answer?
She always said, no, those are my friends.
Those are just her friends?
Yes. I come home one day and this guy sitting in my house, relaxed and everything. And I'm like, how did you get here? He must have crawled under the house.
Crawl under the aisle,
No,
man.
thank you.
Mr. Robinson, step out in the aisle, please. Step out in the aisle. And just show me, walk towards me. You walking in the house, and where is the man?
Sitting over on the couch.
Did he have dirt on his clothes from crawling under the
He
house?
relaxed.
Come on now.
And then walk over to Jerome like he's the man.
didn't
He's
say
sitting on the couch, and you walk over and say what?
I said, how you doing?
And what'd he say?
He spoke.
And then what happened?
Did
You ask him, why are you in my house?
I kind of knew why he was there.
Were you all married at this time?
He was one of the guys that I'm talking about. He was dating my sister.
Oh, so why are you worried about if he was sleeping with your woman if he was sleeping with your sister?
That's the way they do it in my town.
Honey, you dropped the mic on that one. Oh, okay, Jerome, remind me not to move to that town. Right, I'd like to hear from Mom, because I would like to get the other side of this story. Please stand, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
State your name for the court.
Miriam Cobbs.
Miss Cobbs, you are Ms. Muller's mother.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yes,
so
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Robinson has asserted in court today, Miss Cobbs, that you had a lot of men friends during your relationship. And when he'd come home suddenly, they'd be time for them to go.
He's a bald-faced lie. If you come up in your house and see another man up in there and you gonna be that calm? When I'm committed, I'm committed. I don't do no outside dipping and dapping. For us him talking about being a father to her, no, he haven't.
I want to get down to the bottom line.
Please, let's get there.
Mr. Robinson has doubt. I want to know why he has that doubt. Now, the first thing he asserted in court is that you were entertaining other men.
No, sir.
You say that is not correct.
No, Your Honor, that's not.
So this is just something he made up.
Yes, ma'am.
When you got pregnant with Ms. Muller, in your mind, you were certain, positive that Mr. Robinson was Ms. Muller's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he participate in your pregnancy and in the birth?
Yes, he did, Your Honor. That's when I was pregnant with her.
This
That's why
is
he.
this
Yes.
is a picture of
when I
you
was
guys
pregnant for, yes, ma'am.
when
I
you
was
were
pregnant
pregnant.
with Thermeka.
At that time, it looks like you were embracing your child
Yeah,
that's
thank
going to
you.
be born, Mr. Robinson.
Probably the
I was
only
trying to do
time.
I was trying to do the right thing, Your Honor.
You were at the hospital when Ms. Muller was born, Mr. Robinson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you on the birth certificate. I'd like to see it. Jerome, hand me that evidence, please. Child's name, Thermeka Muller.
Who he named.
After him.
I was
If you
just
have
about
so
to
much
say,
doubt, like, why would
father's
you...
name,
sense
Thurman
you go
Robertson.
Yes,
I
Your Honor.
don't think anybody's giving their child the name
Okay,
Thermeka
ma'am. Come on, ma'am.
unless
Exactly.
their father's name is Thurman.
Exactly.
Yes, Your Honor.
See a lie and go.
Why did you sign the birth
I was-
certificate if you were unsure?
I was trying to do the right thing, Your Honor. I was in love with her. And I would have, if she'd have told me to take off my shoes and walk to New York
Took
bare
them off.
feet, I would have done it because I was that much in love with her.
And so, in your mind, you wanted this relationship to continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Even though
Yes,
you
ma'am.
had doubts, you didn't voice them because the truth is you didn't want to lose Miss Cobb. Did
Yes,
you
Your
ever
Honor.
say, I have doubts?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a lie. Your
What
Honor.
did you say to her?
I think she was messing around.
Now you say I was. Now you thinking? Which one is I was? I wasn't.
You know the truth.
No, you know the truth.
So, Ms. Muller, Mr. Robinson says he came to visit you. Said he was doing the right thing. Do you have any memories of him
Your
coming to
Honor,
visit
I
you?
have no
you.
recollection of Mr. Robinson until I was in foster care and I was at school and the principal came to my classroom and she told me it was someone here that wanted to meet me. She brought me down to the office and I remember seeing Mr. Robinson standing there and they told me that was my father and he was coming to take me home with him. That's when I went to go live with him when I was about 9. And he took me to go stay with him. And I was excited at first, Your Honor. You know, I was thinking, you know, there's a family. I can go be with some family. When I got there, I felt like I didn't belong. They
Your Honor,
treated
she lying.
They treated me like I was an outsider. I didn't get along with anyone. I had constantly, every day, my stepmom would tell me that he wasn't my father.
What?
She would,
Yes.
she would tell me that another man was my father.
Yes.
She did.
And so, wait a minute. Why go get the child if you're going to bring her home just to have her be verbally abused?
Your Honor, it wasn't that way. I went to get her, to take care of her, to get her out of foster care. If it was my child, I want to do the right thing.
All right, that's commendable. And you are her legal father because your name is on the birth certificate.
Okay.
So whether or not you are her biological father, you are the legal father under the law. Were you paying child support all this
Yes,
time?
Your Honor.
Oh, so you're paying child support for this baby?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and now you also are on the birth certificate.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you go get her, you bring her to your home.
Yes, Your Honor. And my wife treated her as she was one of the other kids. She never mistreated
You didn't
her.
even treat me like I was one of your kids.
Miss Mueller, were you treated differently?
Yes, Your
No, Your
Honor.
Honor, she lying.
Yeah,
What
Your Honor, I
Your
can
Honor.
remember
Hold on.
birthdays. Birthdays. My sister, or a family member, she had like a bed full of toys and everything. When it came around to my birthday, his excuse was, I ain't got no
Your Honor,
money.
Your Honor, she's
I
lying.
can't do this.
She's lying, Your
Even
Honor.
my stepsister, everything, he treated them like they were royalty.
Did he ever say anything to you about whether or not he was your biological father?
I had a conversation with him and I asked him, do you think you're my father? And he told me no.
And how old were you when he told you that?
About 25, 26.
Okay. So you were honest when she got older.
Yes.
That I don't think you're my biological child, but just in case you were,
Yes.
I had to go get you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You brought a witness. I'd like to hear from him. Please stand, sir. State your name for the court.
LaMarcus Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, you obviously are Mr. Thurman Robinson's son.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe Ms. Mueller is your sister?
There's doubt.
There is doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the court why you feel that way.
Well, let me start off with saying this. My father is a great father
To you.
to everyone.
To you.
He did everything that he could possibly to make sure that we were taken care of. He had a stepdaughter. He took care of her. He took care of Mrs.
His
Muller.
own daughter.
Took care of all of us. We had counseling before she moved in. They sat us down and told us, hey, you potentially have a sister who's gonna come in and move in with us. I want you guys to treat her like you would treat everyone else. Love her and accept her. They told us this before she even moved in. And so we were prepping for her to get here. We were excited. And then when we got there, that excitement kind of went out the window because of some of the behaviors that Mrs. Mueller was displaying. She was very disrespectful to my mother. Anything my mother tried to engage with her, she would push back. She didn't want anything to do with her.
Did your father ever tell you whether or not he believed he was Ms. Mueller's biological father?
He never told me that personally, but you heard rumors, you heard buzzing around the neighborhood, you heard people say, hey, that might not be your sister. And when, as a child, when you hear that so many times, you start to believe it.
Okay, thank you for your testimony. Ms. Mueller, before we go to results, I want you to state to the court why these results are so important to you today.
I want to have a relationship with him. I'm getting ready to have a renewal ceremony with my husband. Once we hit the 5-year mark, I want my father to be there with me. I want a relationship. I want to know what traits I get from you. Why am I like I am? Where do I get my stubbornness from? Is it you? Well, that's what I want to know.
You are an amazing,
Sure
strong,
is, Your
beautiful
Honor.
young woman.
Proud of my baby.
And the fact that you have come this far and can stand in this courtroom with the courage to speak your heart, speak your mind, and relive some very painful moments, I think it's remarkable. And I think it's important before we go to results that you take a moment to talk to them about why this means so much to you and what happened to you.
I feel like I needed you. I feel like I had to learn the hard way how a man is supposed to treat me. I might have been a tough child, but I didn't need you to throw me away. You put me back in foster care.
You chose to go back to foster.
No, I chose to go
back.
live with my mom.
Right.
You chose to put me in foster care
I
rather
didn't
than
choose that.
letting me go live with her.
I did not.
Do you know what happened
I
to me
did
in
not
foster
do that.
care? I needed you.
Listen, this is one of the reasons why this courtroom is so important. We're now 29, almost 30 years later, and this child still doesn't know if this is, in fact, her biological father. But I got the truth in this envelope. You want it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Jerome, I'm ready. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Mueller versus Robinson, when it comes to 29-year-old Thermeka Mueller, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Robinson, you are her father.
What? Bam! Bam! That's what I'm talking about.
You are the father, sir.
See, I'm trying to discredit me.
I always tried to be there for her.
And I love you.
You don't act like you.
I'll be there for her if she want me in her life.
You just heard her testify that she wants you to walk her down the aisle.
Your Honor, I should never mention that.
Okay, stop, Mr. Robinson, stop. This is how you move forward. You move forward by not moving back.
Right.
And so now, Ms. Muller, I want you to give your father this opportunity. And Mr. Robinson, I want you to take it.
I will, Your
And
Honor.
take it seriously.
Yes, Your
and Ms. Muller, I want you to remember, you said something in your testimony that rocked me to the core when you said, but you didn't have to throw me away. You are not trash. Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are a worthy, beautiful young lady.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Don't you ever forget that. Ms. Jefferson, you say you're here today to end the neighborhood rumors and lies about your sexual history. You've asked the court for the results of a paternity test on Sir Javion, your 2-month-old son, to help you prove you were faithful to the man you say is his father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Singleton, you argue that Ms. Jefferson is not to be trusted or believed.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you contend that not only did she once lie about being 7 months pregnant, but you claim you also have physical proof that 2 other men could have fathered her son.
Yes, Your Honor.
Additionally, Ms. Jefferson, you are suing the defendant for $2,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim Mr. Singleton took baby clothes and furniture from you without
That's
your
correct.
knowledge or consent, just 3 weeks before you gave birth to your
Yes,
son.
Your Honor, that's correct.
So, Ms. Jefferson, let's start with the $2,000 in baby items you claim Mr. Singleton took unlawfully. What happened?
Okay, 3 weeks prior to that, me and Mr. Singleton had got into it. It was about some Facebook stuff I seen on his page. So I asked Mr. Singleton, when he go, take all his clothes and don't come back. So I was at my sister's house. So I went to the doctor. They said my pressure was up. So they was like, due to a preeclampsia, you're gonna have to have your baby early. Okay, so I was in the hospital. I had my baby. It was 3 days. We had to stay in the hospital for 3 days. Okay, so I come home and I go in my house, and the first thing I noticed was my rug messed up. I said, okay, so I
object,
put my
Your
rug.
Honor.
No,
I object.
excuse me, Your Honor.
You object.
Excuse me, Your Honor. When I looked at my rug, it was paint on my rug. So as I pursued to go in the room and I opened my door, everything was on the floor. He messed up. I looked in my closet. All the baby clothes was gone. So I went in the other room. It was a box with 3 joint outfits in there. It was 6 to 9 months, and my baby was a newborn. How can my baby wear 6 to 9 months joint outfits? And that was too big. But no matter of fact, Your Honor, I have a picture where the clothes was on.
Let me see that, Jerome.
And also I broke down what Mr. Singleton purchased and what I had purchased and receipts and stuff.
Your Honor, I object.
So, yeah, Mr. Singleton,
object.
fill me in. You took the baby's clothes?
She put me out 3 weeks before the baby was due. And she went on Facebook and told, I have over
Your
1,000
Honor, it's the
friends
reason
on
why I
Facebook.
went on
Can I
Facebook,
talk,
Your Honor.
please? I went on Facebook, and my friend called me and said, man, did you check your Facebook page? I said, no, what's going on? He said, your baby mama on that saying you could stay in New Orleans. So I looked, I said, really?
Your
I said, she about to be 3 weeks with the baby. How'd she tell me that?
Your Honor,
okay,
reason why
can I talk, please?
No, because you was not being truthful.
So
it don't matter
it
don't matter. You shouldn't have took your son clothes.
When
What
I
man
did
would
talk
take
to
their
her,
son
Your Honor,
clothes?
when I did talk to her,
What man would take their son clothes?
Okay.
You right.
The baby don't have nothing to do with
I'm
what
gonna
we going on.
get to why you took
That's
the
less
baby's
than a
clothes.
man
But
taking
what
clothes.
I want to understand is, did you take the baby's clothes?
yes, I did.
All right. Now,
I did.
that's the answer to the
I'm gonna be a
question.
man, and I did take the baby clothes because she told me to get all your belongings.
You the reason why you got put out.
I bought the clothes. So I took all my belongings.
So hold on. This evidence you presented,
Yes,
ma'am,
Your Honor.
these are the clothes that you had.
All them clothes, all the clothes I purchased and he purchased.
She didn't.
All these clothes I see here
Yes.
were clothes purchased
Yes,
for the
Your
baby
Honor.
by the
Yes,
both
Your
of you.
Honor.
I
And the
object.
reason why I put him out my house, Your Honor, because he was messaging a girl on Facebook when he's supposed to went out of town with his friend, Mr. Williams, to New Orleans, and he said when he get there, he wanted to see the girl, and I seen it. So guess what I did? I went on Facebook and I told him, when you leave, take all your clothes.
You post on Facebook and tell him to get out.
Yes, I did.
And when you got home, He was gone, but he also took the baby's clothes and your clothes.
Even the baby bag he took. He didn't take my clothes, he took the baby bag. He took the baby bag.
So just the baby bag.
Baby bag and the baby clothes.
So these receipts that you presented are for all the things you say he took?
Yes, Your Honor, that's
all
correct.
Right.
Yeah, and I object. I really do. I object. I object because she went on my Facebook page. I was messaging my friends.
That wasn't your friend. What friend
I wanted
you
to hook
said
up with my
called
friends
baby?
when I went to New Orleans.
Your
She's
Honor,
a jealous female.
Hold on now, Mr. Singleton. Just give me a minute. I'm looking through these receipts, and I see receipts for all these outfits.
That I purchased.
You purchased and I purchased too. It don't matter who
She purchased it
you
with
don't
my
take
money.
Your
Well,
baby
we
clothes.
have.
She purchased
You
it
don't
with my
take your
money.
baby clothes. That's wrong.
You
It don't matter what we
purchased
go through. You shouldn't have took his clothes. You put an
$1,005 worth of outfits, polo outfits, Puma outfits, all these outfits.
That's
You
what I
got
purchased,
newborn
Your Honor. I
baby
purchased-
shirts.
I feel she didn't deserve it because she put
No,
me out.
you put, you know.
She told me to leave 3 weeks before. Yana, how can you?
It's not about me. It's
How can
about
you
my
tell someone
newborn
to
baby.
leave?
It's not about me. It's about my newborn
You should
baby
have thought.
that you
You
took
should
for
have
your own
thought.
son.
She should have thought about that, Yana, before she went on
I'd be a
Facebook
fool
and told me to
allowing
get
you
out.
to stay in my house and you talking to other females. I could do bad by myself. What you
She could have told me.
Your
She
Honor, I
could
could
have
do
came to
bad
me.
by myself. I'm a single person. I also have other kids at the house too.
Let's calm down.
She could have called me, Yana, on the phone and told me that.
Calm down. Now, at this point, I've seen the receipts. They total $1,955.99.
That's correct.
So, Mr. Singleton, I gotta ask you,
Yes, Yana.
what would possess you to come into a house and take clothes
That I
from a
purchased.
baby? If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. You obviously were going through something in terms of your thinking. Were you doubtful this child was yours?
I was, Yana. In November, she lied about being 7 months
No,
pregnant.
that's not correct.
Can I finish, please, Yana? Can I finish?
That's false, Your Honor.
She lied about being
Yes, I
7
wanna
months
hear
pregnant.
what you're saying.
I had relocated to New Orleans, so I comes back to her city to support her. Come to find out, she not even pregnant. I asked her, well, what the sonogram? She said the sonogram comes in the mail. Yana.
Your Honor, no,
Yana.
no, Your Honor, that is
Sonograms do not come in the mail.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Period.
Can I speak? Can I speak, Your Honor?
No, you can't speak.
That
it's
would
my
be
turn.
a fact. Move on.
Right. So when I found that out, I'm like, okay, now we need to go to the doctor and see what's going on. When we go to the doctor, she's actually pregnant. Now I'm like, whoa, hold up. You told me you 7 months pregnant, but now you actually pregnant?
Oh my God.
That's why I have doubt, Yana.
Okay, so the bottom line is while you're out of town, she told you I'm 7 months pregnant. So
just to get me back to Jacksonville, just to get me back.
So you came on back to be there for her.
I came back to be the father that I wanted to be.
There was no sonogram picture when you asked for it. It was in the mail.
Right.
And then you said, let's go on to the doctor. And when you do, she really is pregnant, but they give you a date as to how pregnant she was?
Exactly, Yana. And I'm like, wow.
Your Honor, that's not how it happened.
I'm like, how can this be the date when she already told me she was 7 months pregnant, Yana?
So now, Ms. Jefferson.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm glad I can speak now, Your Honor. That's not how it happened, Your Honor. This what happened, Your Honor. I went to St. Vincent's, and they said that Teresa, you had a miscarriage, but I had conceded in September again because we slept together in September.
Whoa.
2 weeks after my birthday.
Whoa,
so that's when
Yana, hold
I
up.
conceded. He already
Object.
knew this.
So, let me translate.
Yeah. Please translate that lie.
Say you were pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then
that's
you
correct.
had a miscarriage.
Yes, and I did not know I had a miscarriage.
And then you conceived another child with him.
Yes, Your Honor, in September.
When you confirmed you were pregnant the second time,
Yes.
how far along did they say you were?
I was like I went in the doctor in October, so I was like a couple of weeks. I was a couple
Yana,
of
she
weeks. 2
lying.
weeks.
She
I was
lying.
a couple of weeks.
She lying.
Okay. I didn't even know that I had a
Yana.
miscarriage.
Yana,
Mr.
this is it.
Singleton,
Yes, ma'am.
when you figured out for the second time she really was pregnant,
She really was pregnant this time.
you had doubts that you were the father.
Correct.
Why?
She don't tell me where she going. She take the kids. She don't call me. She don't text me. So in the man's mind, a real man's mind, when your woman is gone for 3-4 days without no phone call, without telling you what, that's some type of doubt, Yana.
Your Honor.
It's some type of doubt.
Your Honor, the reason why I leave, Your Honor, because because he's disrespectful. I leave because he's disrespectful.
Are you spending time with other men?
No, I'm not
When
spending
you-
time with no other
you're
man.
not with any
if
other
I didn't
guy?
know this man, I wouldn't have got his name tatted across my chest.
See,
I
Yana,
wouldn't
that
did
have
none of
nothing to
that,
do
Your
with it,
Honor.
Yana.
So
None of
you've
that, Your
never
Honor.
been with another guy?
I'm faithful to him, Your Honor.
Yana,
You've
that-
never been with another guy?
No other guy, no.
She's
no.
lying.
All right, hold on. Mr. Singleton, you have a witness.
Yes, I do,
Please
Your Honor.
stand, sir. State your name for the court.
Darnell Williams.
Mr. Williams, thank you for joining us today. What do you know about this situation?
Well, I've been knowing Mr. Singleton and Miss Jefferson for almost 10 years now. So when Mr. Singleton left initially, I told him I was gonna look after his baby mama and
my family.
his son and make sure they were straight, they didn't need nothing. So, you know, we don't knock on each other's doors. We just walk into each other's doors. So one day I was cooking some fish. So I had some mustard, but I ain't had no hot sauce. So I went down.
Got to have the hot sauce.
Gotta have the hot
got
sauce.
to.
Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me. So I went downstairs and just walked to the door. And so when I walked in the door, the lights was off. So
You
I
walked into whose door?
Miss Jefferson's door.
Okay, keep going.
So when I walked in, the lights was off. So I hit the light switch, and to my surprise, I'm like, man, what the holy heck going on? She gonna try to pull her shirt down. She got a shirt with I don't see no shorts or nothing. And it's this dude sitting on the sofa who I don't know, he trying to fix his clothes. So she like, oh, DJ, you just gonna walk in my house? I said, we always just walk in each other's house. We don't never knock on the door. So I was like, well, who is that? She was like, oh, that's my cousin. So I was like, okay, really?
Right,
That's your
John.
cousin. It already been rumors going around that she been messing with a maintenance man. Whatever goes on out there in the apartments, I hear about it. And I can see everything that goes on downstairs, to the left of me, to the right of me, in front of me.
And so as you sitting up there, you see the maintenance man spending a little bit too much time down
ma'am.
in her unit.
Yes, ma'am.
A whole lot of things broken.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Williams, look, I mean, if he works in maintenance and there's something that needs to be repaired in her apartment, he can go in there and fix what needs to be
Yana.
repaired.
You're right.
Right.
But I will say this, now if we need repairs 3 and 4 times a week, now we might have an issue.
No,
but
Your Honor,
thank you
Your
for
Honor.
your testimony. You may be seated.
Your Honor, can I speak? Can I say something, Your Honor?
Now, listen, bottom line is, you're getting all this news.
Correct.
And you starting to feel like, what's going on here? She's sleeping with other people.
Correct, Yana.
She was pregnant, but not pregnant.
Correct.
So you're completely confused as to whether or not you are this child's father.
Correct. And if I'm not the father of this child, I want my name back.
Despite your doubt, you admit to purchasing this child a
Correct.
lot of clothing.
Correct, Yana.
You were getting ready for the baby. You were supportive in that way.
Of course, I messed up things up, but I also replaced everything that I messed up, Yana. I replaced her carpet. I replaced her television. I replaced everything that I messed up.
Did you replace the clothes too?
I replaced the clothes. She has more clothes for the baby. Even though I doubt that he is mine, I still support him, even though I still doubt that he's mine.
Ms. Jefferson, let me ask you this. Did he replace the carpet and the clothes and the things that he destroyed?
No, he did not replace the carpet. He did 2 weeks ago when he seen my baby. He did bring me my baby clothes. That's the only thing. He did not replace my carpet. What he did was cruel and hurtful, and that's really stressed me out to the point that I had my baby at 37 weeks and 6 days.
This is my last son that I feel that I'm gonna have. And she knew how passionate I felt about cutting the umbilical cord.
If you felt passionate, you want to take his
And
clothes.
she told me actually 2 days before she had the baby, don't even come there. And I'm like, are you serious?
Yes, I did.
I'm like, are you serious? This is supposed to be my child. And I can't come share this moment with you? I mean, look at that little boy. It hurts. He's a beautiful little boy, and I would want him to be mine. But Your Honor, if he's not mine, I gotta take my name back because I'm tired of being deceived, lied to, and ran over just because of this.
He took all my baby stuff. My baby didn't have nothing but three outfits, and they was too big. It stressed me out, and he know it stressed me out.
And so you felt so
overwhelmed.
overwhelmed.
And then he texted my phone and laughed about taking my baby clothes. Soon after he did that, I changed my number. I haven't talked to him. 2 weeks ago, I let him see my son, and then he brought my baby clothes. But he still left the other clothes down there for 6 to 9 months and 12 months. And my baby is growing. So I don't have a job right now, so I got to see how I'm gonna get him some more clothes.
I have to support her. That's what it is.
She
She just said she didn't have a job. All the clothes that she was purchased with my money.
Okay, let me be clear on something. You took the clothes, but then you brought the clothes back.
I did, Your Honor.
He brought half of them back.
Okay, so he brought half the clothes back.
Yes,
so
Your Honor.
There's another half.
It is another half. That's for the 12 to 18 months. I feel she don't need that right now because I still want to know. I still want to know if this is my child.
But you,
that's why.
You so trying to be so nasty, but it's an innocent baby. We bickering and arguing over nothing, and we got an innocent baby here that's stuck in the middle of all this foolishness. And it's not about us, it's about him. He needs his stuff. He needs his stuff, Your Honor.
She right.
I'm tired of bickering and arguing with him.
I'm sorry. If this kid is not mine, yes, I will be hurt. And yeah, I do want some of my money back.
With that said, I think it's time to alleviate this doubt. And I think it's time for the results. Thank you, Jerome. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Jefferson v. Singleton, when it comes to 2-month-old Sir Javion Singleton, Mr. Singleton,
yes, Your Honor.
You are his father.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm thankful that these results have squashed everyone's
yes,
doubts.
It has. And I do want to apologize to Ms. Jefferson from taking the clothes and for any doubt that I have, but I do want her to understand she the one put the doubt. But I'm glad we got the results, and now we can move on as parents.
So as for your suit and suing for this, would you like to just drop your claim and know that now that he knows it's his son?
No.
So you don't want to drop your claim? All right, so let's do the math. You originally sued for $2,000.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
so you admit that he returned half of it. As the parents of this child, you both are responsible to care for this child equally, right?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Correct, Your Honor.
So with that said, I'm going to order you to return the clothes to Ms. Jefferson or pay her $500.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the judgment is for the plaintiff. You have brought your ex-wife to court and requested a paternity test to prove that you are indeed the biological father of her baby. Is it Yazeline? Yazeline. Beautiful. Who was born during your marriage. You state you are the only father she has known, from cutting the cord in the hospital to signing her birth certificate, and are shocked and dismayed that your wife is now disputing that she is yours.
Yes.
Ms. Narvaez, you admit to cheating on your husband, and in your statement to the court argue that there is no way the child is his.
Not at all, Your Honor.
You claim that even though you told Mr. Hicks he was the father, you now believe your child was fathered by your lover, Mr. Osorio, who is here in court today.
Yep.
All right, now, Mr. Hicks, please tell the court how you were deceived.
How I was deceived is that she said that the baby was mine. I believe that the baby is mine because the baby was made while we were married. And you try to say that the baby isn't ours, I don't believe that, you know?
You need to believe it because
It's
she's
not
not
good.
yours.
No, don't start.
She looks
Don't
nothing
even
like
start.
you. Nothing
because
at all.
Look at the baby.
Look at her. She's white. She looks like me. She looks nothing like you. You're
say
hearing
she looks
stories.
nothing
It's
like me?
irrelevant, the
You
stories
say
that you're
she looks
hearing.
nothing like me. She looks
nothing like you.
How you gonna say that?
She doesn't have to look like me. She's mine. I had her. She looks like her dad.
And she's light. That's it.
Shouldn't her dad be your husband if you're in a marriage?
No, Your Honor. Because I
Your
told
Honor,
him I cheated on him.
She kicked me out, Your Honor.
I sure did.
She kicked me out
of my house.
2 months after the baby was born. Right after the baby was born.
And now you want to come when she's 2 years old and say that she's yours?
So let me ask you this. When she told you she was pregnant, what did she tell you?
When she told me that she was pregnant, she said that the baby was yours. Because when she got pregnant, it was on Valentine's Day. We were having sex consecutively in our 2-bedroom apartment. So you're talking about it didn't happen, but yet on Valentine's Day, You saying that you didn't sleep with me, but yes, you did. We were
Okay,
doing
and
it
there was a
all in the
6-week
shower
period
all the
after
time.
that.
Keep it real. If you're going to tell the truth, tell it all the way.
And there was a
If you gonna
6-week
tell the
period
truth,
after that.
tell it
That
all
was the
way.
last time, was that not? And
No,
then
not
Danny
at
came in
all.
the picture. Yes, it was.
Not at all.
Because after that, I started living with
You
my
didn't
mom.
even meet Danny until 2 months.
When?
What is it, December?
Oh, and you know that how?
Sweetheart, if you don't
not
remember,
your sweetheart at that.
if Danny was your man at that time, why did you get married with me in November?
Because
did
he
you or
got
did you not
locked
get
up
married
and
to
I
me?
had no way to contact him.
Okay, wait.
Is that
So
right?
therefore, I
Is
lost
that
in
right?
contact with him.
You're
Wow.
saying that when you married Mr. Hicks,
I was pregnant, Your Honor.
you knew or you didn't know that that was not his baby?
I knew the baby's not his.
And
I lost in contact with Daniel.
She lost
So
in
I
contact.
stayed
I want to
there.
hear who proposed to whom.
I proposed to him, Your Honor, because he couldn't man up and do it
Exactly.
himself.
When she-
While you were pregnant
While I was pregnant,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
with a baby that you knew was another man.
A whore.
You can call it what you want to
Ms.
call it.
Hicks, have a seat. Have a seat. We're not hearing from you yet. So you just flat out manipulated the man.
Call it what you want to call it.
I'm calling it what it is. Because you didn't say to him, hey, hon, I'm actually pregnant with Mr. Osorio's baby, but, you know, I feel like I want to marry you. You didn't say that, did you?
No.
You told him this is your baby. And you proposed to him. Right?
Yeah.
The baby's name is Yazelyn Savannah Janae Hicks, not Osorio.
Hicks. Any man can make a baby, but take it.
Somebody need to get that fact straight. If I wasn't the father, why did you let me cut the cord? Why did you give the baby my last name?
Exactly why I told you to sign your rights over so you can have your last name back. We don't want it.
Oh. Well, the only way you're gonna get it back is if the baby.
I'm gonna get
if
it
it's
back.
proven.
Best
If
believe.
it's proven.
You gonna get
Until
it back.
then, hush. I wanted to be a father to my kids, and I believe that she was having my kids because we were together at that time. She's sitting up over there. She had my son, little Robert. You know what I'm saying?
And because she told you.
And she told me it was my kid. You know what I'm saying? She never told me she was creeping around. She never said nothing like that. Honestly.
How did you not notice? You were so stuck in the damn TV playing video games that you didn't notice that?
She's trying to say video games, this
Ms.
and
Narvaez,
that.
let me ask you
Come
something.
on now.
When I look at this picture, I see a couple that looks relatively happy. Were you happy there?
At
or were
that
you
time, I
pretending?
was, Your Honor.
You were happy
I
then.
was at that
so
time.
there was a time when you met Mr.
When I
Hicks.
just stopped.
Okay,
And
so it
then-
wasn't a manipulation from the
Not
start.
the whole thing.
There was a
There was
a
love at the
time when
beginning.
there was love. Okay.
Well, Your Honor, she trying to put it off like as if I wasn't providing for her, but we were staying at our house, not her mother's house. I also had a job working security down below.
Part-time.
Part-time is better than no time. I don't even care.
So you spent half of your time down there while I was at
Part-time
home
is better than no time. At
being
least I'm making honest. At least I'm making honest living.
By the time you got your check, it was gone.
By the time I got my check, I spent
Mr.
all my
Hicks,
money on the family, straight
It
up.
seems clear to the court that you want this baby to
I want,
be yours.
I want the baby to be mine because I believe that it's her word versus
The baby
facts.
looks nothing
You know what I'm
like
saying?
him, Your Honor. Nothing like
but
him,
the
Your
baby
Honor.
looks like me as when they were young. You let somebody
Nothing.
that try to say that it's not mine, that was obviously cheating and lying from the beginning. What makes you tell the truth now? Huh? I mean, like you saying
Because
that the
that's
baby
my
is
baby.
mine.
Why would I lie about her?
Because the baby looked like me when she was a baby.
No, she doesn't.
Look at the nose.
Look at the
Look at the
nose.
nose. Look at the curly
She looked like
hair.
her dad.
The only thing that's the resemblance is she is light-skinned. That is it. And there's
Okay, so
always,
what happens
there's
when it comes
always-
out that you're not the daddy? You gonna look stupid as hell.
No, you're gonna look like a whore.
No.
That's what you're gonna look like.
And plus, I heard
Exactly what
rumors
it's gonna look
about her.
What
you know?
rumors did you hear?
I heard that when I would go, to work on the weekends, that she would be sneaking people in my house, straight up.
I don't gotta sneak it. The
And
door was
then,
right there.
And then not only that, I heard that it was more than just one person.
State your name.
Carla Hicks.
Hi, Ms. Hicks. What would you like to add? You heard
No, I didn't hear.
rumors, or you
I saw
absolutely
her.
saw? Okay.
She said that she was going to go visit. She was going to go watch one of her friends babysit the kids or whatever.
Quote unquote.
And she talking about, I'm going to go watch the kids for a couple hours, babe. I'll be back, and I'm going to get $100 for it. She left. She came back in about 5-10 minutes talking about, they didn't need me to watch him anymore, but they gave me $100. Then she did it. She was doing it like every day.
She did it like 5 or 6 times.
Every day.
You understand? She was saying this, I'm going to go watch these kids tonight. She was going like
then-
maybe 10,
So what are you
15 minutes.
suggesting, that some other man
That she was
giving?
prostituting. That's what I'm suggesting. That part.
Okay, but if you knew that, why would your brother let that happen?
situation, Miss Hicks.
Yeah, so I told my brother, but my brother was so gullible, and she had him under some horror spell she got going on. That my brother, you understand? I gotta say, my brother, he was tripping. I told him.
Didn't you introduce these two?
I wish I had.
That was before we knew she was terrible.
That's what we knew. The
That's what we
lady
thought.
is evil.
So evil.
Like what's going on?
So evil that he stayed with me for almost 6 years.
Sometimes you
You
try
gotta
to.
be the
Sometimes you
dumbest
try.
I know.
Sometimes you try to.
Miss Narvaez, I know you're upset, and I know it probably is hard for you to hear what they allege about
it's
you.
irrelevant. I don't
well,
care.
if it's irrelevant, don't curse in my courtroom when you hear it.
Let them know
Since
something.
you don't care about nothing, stop popping off like everything somebody's saying is messing with your mind so much that you have to be disrespectful.
thing is,
Just
Your Honor,
listen.
I don't want you
your
even
side
here.
of the story
relationship
now.
is between me and him, like I've told them from the get-go.
That's what I'm trying to hear. You explain to me what your problem is with Miss Hicks in decent language, but I want to hear your side.
My problem is she has nothing to do with the relationship. They put Daniel in it, Your Honor.
She was there.
She has, okay, but it's your relationship. Girl, and it's your relationship, not hers.
You didn't say that when they. Ooh, girl.
Yeah,
you
I didn't say that when.
You didn't say that when I was manning up at the house before you brought this guy up over here. Doesn't have no job.
Miss Hicks, I need you to sit down. And Mr. Osorio, I need you to stand. Was there anything she was hiding from you when she met you?
No, ma'am.
So everything about
you know
her
what?
life
She told me she didn't have no sexual contact with him. She wasn't living with him. Even her mom told me she wasn't living with him.
She was
You know
lying.
what I'm saying?
So when you met Ms. Narvaez, you knew she was a married woman, but she just was not living with her husband. That's what you heard.
That's what she told me.
That's what you were told.
Yeah.
You believe you are the father.
I am the father. Because father's not the only one that has them and leaves them. Father's the one that spends time, quality time, and be there for them and tell them what's right and what's wrong.
Have you been there?
I've been there. I've been there.
2 months, Your Honor.
I got something to say.
He didn't want nothing to do with her. He said out his own mouth the baby wasn't his. Now all of a sudden he wants to come and say it's his baby. She's 2 years old.
I want to know the answer to, did you ever tell Ms. Narvaez that the baby was not yours?
Oh, no. No, I did not. Not one time. She came to my father's house and told me that the baby wasn't mine. I said, we're going to have to get a DNA test to prove that because I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
So when it proves that it's not the baby, just leave it at that. We shouldn't be talking about nothing that's irrelevant unless it has to do with baby bud.
If the baby wasn't mine, why did I sign the birth certificate? Why did I cut the cord? Why does the baby have my last name?
You can have your last name back.
Not only that.
You can have it back.
Not only that.
Have it back. Take it back.
I didn't leave my child. I was kicked out because somebody wanted to move me out of my house. That I made. That I made my family for. I made moves for us to get into that house. She kicked me out of my house, took me out of my daughter's life. I didn't eject myself.
Okay,
She
but
took
when you
me
would
out
come and pick a baby,
substituted
but you could
deadbeat
have asked how
instead.
she's doing. Call, make a phone call. Is she
You know
okay?
what's
Does she
weird?
need
You know
something?
what's weird?
What kind of father would have asked about his
You know
daughter
what's
for
weird?
2 years?
I asked her about her.
2
I asked her about her, but yet
Have you
somebody
made any attempt, Mr. Hicks, in the last 2 years to see?
ask her all the time, but she don't tell me nothing.
You
it's
call
weird.
her? You
I call
call her?
Yeah, I see her consecutively. It's weird how that the fact that she tried to say that I never asked her about her, because I've been picking up my son, little Robert, for forever right now. For 2 years. For 2 years. For 2 years, I've been picking up my son.
And you couldn't ask about it? You couldn't ask
And yet
about
she
it?
didn't even tell me. She wouldn't even tell me that the baby didn't even exist. She don't want me around the baby. It's not me that want to be around the baby. I love my kids. They don't recognize that this woman is bad, and she's trying to keep me away from the baby because she knows that I'm a better parent than her. Straight up.
In your dreams. In your dreams.
I take care of my kids. My kids come number one.
You seem very emotional, and I can tell the children are important to you.
We have a son together that he sees every weekend, Your Honor. How come all those times he came and picked the baby up, he didn't ask her about, not once did he ask me for the baby. Not once. He didn't call, does she need Pampers? Do you need help?
Well,
so if you were a father and you thought that was your baby, you should have called and said something.
She wouldn't even tell me nothing about her. I asked her about her. Oh, how's Jason?
You want me to call you and ask?
On the one hand, Mr. Hicks is saying that you are this child's father and you want to be her father, and yet I'm not hearing about enough instances where you made the effort to actually see and spend time with this baby. On the flip side, I hear Ms. Narvaez saying, you, Mr. Hicks, aren't the father. I always knew you weren't the father, and yet she's angry with you for not being the child's father.
I'm not angry, Your Honor. I'm not. If he thought that was his daughter, Your Honor, how come he couldn't call and say, do you need help?
You and Ms. Narvaez have a child together. Regardless of what happens with baby Yazelin, you have one child together.
Yes, we do.
And Mr. Osorio is in her life. So what I'm expressing to you, that regardless of this result that we're going to find out, you have to find a way to communicate better, both of you, with one another. And whether or not you like Mr. Osorio or if Mr. Osorio likes you,
That
you
has
all
nothing
gotta
to do with
grow
it.
up and just get through it for the kids.
Has nothing to do with it.
For the kids.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be good for the kids. Got to.
That's what
So
you
let's
have
just
to
get
be.
to the test and see.
So I'm ready for results. I've heard enough. What I think is so fascinating, Mr. Hicks, is that because this child was born during your marriage, you are presumed to be the father. You are the legal father of this child. You signed the birth certificate. You were there for the birth. Most men would come into court trying to rebut that presumption, but you've come into this court because you want it validated. And that's what makes these results even more important. All right, Jerome, the envelope, please. In the case of Hicks versus Narvaez, so I'm ready to hear the results. All right, Jerome, the envelope, please. In the case of Hicks versus Narvaez, and in regards to 2-year-old Yazelin Hicks, and whether Robert Hicks is the father, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Hicks, you are not her father.
You should have just signed your name and you would have looked stupid. Did I not tell you
got
sign your
caught
rights
just now,
over?
even more right now. I hope you know you just busted your own bubble. It's all good.
Whatever, okay.
I must say to you that you cannot forget that the only reason this man ever thought and bonded with this baby
He's never bonded with her.
was because he obviously did. When you cut a cord on a child as they are entering this world, maybe you don't know anything about it, but obviously he did, or he wouldn't be standing here today. My point is this is all you're doing. So what I'm saying to you is, if he expresses frustration or if he's absolutely devastated that he wanted this child to be his, he thought it was, and now it isn't, as a woman, at least say, Robert, I'm sorry.
Sorry for what? For him playing video games?
Sorry for what? For being a liar, for being a manipulator, for lying on your unborn child when you knew he wasn't the father, for parading around and acting like you wanted to be in a marriage with this man when all the while you were looking for a substitution for the one you couldn't be with. And I will drop a dime to you and you can pick it up if you want.
I don't need to pick no chump change.
You better be careful, because at some point there may be a time when she might be doing the same thing to you.
You know what? There's a difference, man.
No. I'm not taking testimony. I'm giving a ruling. Now.
This might not even be his.
We have more results.
Oh, snap.
Mr. Osorio, please stand up at the podium for me. Thank you.
We'll find out right now. Right now.
Mr. Osorio, you also agreed and submitted to a DNA test. You are her father. Take the silence in the courtroom right now. Just take it in, and there is a lesson in this moment. You believe this baby was yours. You stated that to this court. And she is. but you also know that she has a brother, and Mr. Hicks is his father. Robert and Yazelin is brother and sister. You can't take it from them. The only thing you can take from them is their peace of mind growing up if you all continue to behave this way.
Ms. Brown, you claim the defendant got you pregnant and now refuses to do anything for your 2-month-old daughter, Journey, leaving you in financial distress. You claim today's DNA test will prove that he is Journey's father, and you need him to step up and help you support your baby. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jones, you say you are 100% certain you are not her child's biological father and have evidence to support your claim. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Brown, you say his paternity denial has left you in financial trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain to the court.
Since she was born, you know, I have a hard time, like, taking care of her financially on my own. I had a job, currently not able to work because of my baby. I've called him, Ryan, she needs
You
Mr.
can't
Jones.
work, why? Because you can't afford child care?
Like, I have no one to keep her. I'm in this alone by myself. I have no support. It's always been hard on me. And I'm like, well, what you want me to do? Rob a bank? Should I go out and steal diapers again? You want me to get arrested again? You know, it's very hard for me. Again, yes.
What happened?
Times are hard. I have no family I can depend on, you know. I have to get it on my own. So therefore, if my kids don't have, I have to go to a store. If they need milk, clothes, shoes, I have to go steal.
Oh, no.
To provide. So when I call
No,
him,
Ms. Brown, you don't have to. That's a crime.
It is.
And if you commit crimes, you get put in jail, prison, and then who's gonna watch your children? You don't ever have to do that. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were already arrested for that?
Yes, ma'am. So to prevent myself from, you know, going down that road again, I've called him. My baby's wrapped up in towels for 3 days. Mr. Jones, my baby needs diapers now.
Mr. Jones, you haven't helped with the baby at all?
Recently, I have changed states, so I haven't been able to provide for her and the baby as I should. But she chose to be in South Carolina instead of in the state that I'm in. She's in that situation because she chose to stay there.
So wait a minute, you're admitting that you haven't done much for Journey.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know that this child needs diapers, needs milk to survive.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
But you haven't done anything.
I mean, I have done small, you know what I'm saying, as much as I can give.
Do you acknowledge that you are a potential father?
Yes, but I believe I'm not. I'm more on the 95% that I'm not, because it's 5% because I did have sexual relationship with her. So I'm not denying the whole thing, but because of her behavior and because of the things she does and things she says, makes me believe that. And then she got a baby daddy taking care of her.
What was the nature of this relationship? Take me back. I want to understand this relationship.
Okay, I had just moved with my cousin to North Carolina. I had met her at work, and she had a boyfriend, you know? So I took her from him. Okay, got her from him, literally, from one house to another, you know, and then before we could really get to know each other, it was, she's pregnant, you know?
So you say you were having sex.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were living on the same roof.
Yes, ma'am.
You know one another?
I mean, nope.
So if you were having sex, you knew her.
Yeah. I knew her enough to have sex, but not to know that she was, you know, kind of off. I didn't know all that in the beginning.
Was this relationship a committed relationship, Ms. Brown?
In the beginning, we were just, like I said, I was just leaving out of a relationship, you know. Like I told him, I don't plan on dealing with you until I'm completely done with my relationship that I'm in, like no turning back.
You went from one how to another. You ain't tell me you was trying to, how you trying to close a relationship and you come from one room to another? That's not closing it.
I completely left my last relationship before I had any dealings with Mr. Jones here.
The same day?
Mr. Jones, like I said, he chased me. You know, when I finally left, like no turning back to my last relationship, I'm not turning back, no phone calls, no texts. Me and Mr. Jones, you know, we waste no time. Like, we got straight to it. Like, we moved together. It was just me and him every day, all day, even at work. We even worked together.
So how soon after this did you get pregnant?
It was about 2 weeks, y'all.
It was,
About 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, and then I came home from work, and it was a surprise. And I'm like, hold on, we haven't even went through the first,
It has not been 2 weeks. I went to the emergency room, and they did the ultrasound, and I was like, well, do you guys know how far along I am? They was like, they can't tell because, it's like kind of just the beginning. But they gave me an estimate due date of May 29th. So they was like, follow up with your doctor. So I had to find a doctor, and I found the doctor, went to the doctor. He was there, asked questions, when was the conception date? They said September the 4th.
That don't mean nothing. You could the weekend before you came over to my house. That's the same time. That's what I'm saying. You went from one house to another. So how am I supposed to say that that's my child?
Mr. Jones, it's your assertion that since she went from her ex's house to your house, that it could potentially be her ex's child?
Yeah, that was a big issue. And at first I was okay with that. I was, like I said, I'm an older man. I'm almost 40.
A little boy.
I'm almost 40, messing with a little girl. So I got caught up and I got my hand caught in the cookie jar. I can't change that. It was always a what if and this person here, this friend here, and this guy pop up and she gone to her daddy's house.
Because you don't do nothing for my child. The only guy you're talking about is a friend that I have financially that helps me support because he don't do nothing.
A friend it's just too many friends,
When she told you she was pregnant, did you initially doubt?
He told me I was pregnant. We was in the house one day and I was like, I'm tired, I'm sleepy. He was
I knew.
He said, you're pregnant. I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Like Daddy
so
said, when I met her, she had a pudge in her stomach. I thought I was from drinking beer.
The next day, I went and took a pregnancy test and it came back positive. So I went to his cousin's house and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant.
So you said she was showing quickly for you. You said you turn around and she was showing, which made you feel like she had gotten pregnant before.
Yeah, I just had an intuition. It's just something told me that. And then all of a sudden, voila. I'm like, well, damn, was that right? Did you come here like this? Then she kept adding stuff on top of the garbage to make me believe.
What?
The friends, the text messages, the way she talked about the child.
So you see text messages?
Yes, ma'am.
And you think she's already pregnant when she comes to live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the basis of your doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I want to hear from your witness, Mr. Jones. Please stand, ma'am. Step up to the podium. State your name.
My name is Jamila Cross.
Miss Cross, thank you for joining us today. You are?
His cousin. I'm his first cousin.
Mr. Jones' first cousin. What do you know about this situation?
She told me she was pregnant. I told her she didn't know if she wanted to keep the baby. So I was like, well, if you're not going to keep the baby, I suggest you not tell him because he wants a baby. He's about to be 40 soon, and he wants a baby. He hasn't had a baby. And she told me that she don't know who the baby daddy is.
Lie.
I have.
Let me see that, please, Jerome.
She wants to give the baby up for adoption. I said, you can't do that without his signature.
This is a text message conversation.
On Facebook, yes.
Oh, so on Facebook?
Yes.
How you sign those papers without his signature? I Googled that and you can't do that. Bye, crazy lady. Shake my head. The response, I definitely didn't need his signature. Nowhere on that paperwork. I don't know who her dad is.
Yeah, I said that. Just to shut them up. Like,
I don't need that. That nobody up.
Time she says that.
You're not shutting nobody up.
Pregnancy.
Well, Ms. Brown, I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, that doesn't shut anything down. That opens everything up.
No, it didn't.
Conversation, doubt. That opens up doubt.
Okay, if this is my child, why ain't I on the birth certificate?
Was you there? Was you there, Ryan?
Was you making it able for him to be there?
How could I make it able for a man to be there when this man tells me he is not allowed to come because he just started a new job?
Because she playing
I just started my new job. I don't want to leave my job.
I'm not finna keep taking days off. I just got the job.
Took a day off.
Just got it.
It don't matter.
She want me to take days off 2-3 weeks ahead of time. She won't just drop, I'm going to the hospital. I need you to be sure. And then when she did go to the hospital, she waited till the baby was here to call me.
Listen, you're indicating that you would have been there for the birth of the child, but you got a new job.
Yes, ma'am. I mean,
Ms. Brown, you saying he hasn't done anything, you don't even think he wanted to be there.
Clearly.
We all could have helped her.
Journey is 2 months old.
2 months.
You saying to date hasn't done anything?
Hasn't done nothing, never seen her. Only thing he got was pictures and
I ain't never did nothing.
Sometimes through Facebook or even over the phone, you know, he get to call and hear her voice. Like,
something is better than nothing. Believe that.
What
Something
have
is
you
better
done,
than
Mr.
nothing.
Jones?
I mean, like I said, altogether, I might have sent maybe 100, 125. So I knew she was gonna do that.
That's obviously you're saying that's a lie.
Like I said,
That
nothing.
is a lie.
Nothing is. See, I ain't even got the receipts. I started to bring the receipts, Your Honor.
I wish you would have, because it's a courtroom.
Yeah, because it would have shut her up. Because, like I said, it wasn't much. It was 25, 30 here, 20. When I ain't got no diapers, I ain't got no milk.
He don't do nothing.
Your Honor, one time when she did come up, we were supposed to take the DNA test. At like 2 o'clock, she had called me.
Mr. Jones, is this what you're about to testify to? Is this the timeline you submitted to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead. Let me look at it.
Okay, so I say about roughly 2:30, we was talking, going back and forth about me coming to do the DNA test. And she had a rental car at the time. So come 4:15, 5 o'clock, I go to where I think she's at.
Okay.
So I call her 15 times, 10 texts from 4:15 to at least 4:30. I'm sitting there waiting on her.
At the DNA testing facility?
No, we had the home DNA test.
Oh, okay, so you waiting for her to come over?
Yeah, we was gonna do the mail-in. I waited till every bit about 4:45, maybe 5 o'clock. No answer from Miss Brown, no text back, no nothing. Come 10 o'clock that night, here come Darrissa. I was asleep. I gave the baby a bath and fell asleep. My phone, because she had every excuse. But how was that lies?
Lies, Ryan.
What happened?
What happened, Ms. Brown? He said
I wasted my time basically. I went and got a rental car, like just to go ahead and get this, before we came here, to go ahead and get this out the way so he can step up and be a man, you know, and help me with our child. I get a DNA test, the home DNA test. I drive to Charlotte. You know, I'm up in Charlotte for like 3 days. All right, Mr. Jones, I'm here. You come to where I'm at. I'm at my daddy's house. You know where he lives.
You at your dad, you a lie.
So he never comes. So I go get a room where we stayed at once upon a time. You know, I was like, I'm on North Tryon, where we used to live with the full kitchen and stove and refrigerator. They had the 2 beds. Okay. I'm waiting. Call me when you get outside. Phone never rung. So I call him. Where you at? I'm here. I'm still in the same place. You in the parking lot? I walks outside in the parking lot. I don't see him. So then his cousin called me, and her words were, "We was going to come, but you didn't answer." I'm like, so y'all never showed up. Y'all never came. Y'all wasn't there.
So wait a minute. So when you got the ride, you saying now you went to the wrong place?
Yeah, because I didn't know. Like I said, I just moved to North Carolina, so I didn't know.
He says he was calling you. Did you get his phone calls?
Ryan did not call me.
Somebody lying.
Mm-hmm.
Were you trying to call him?
I called him one time. You outside? Where you at?
At 10 o'clock. She tell on herself. She lies so much she tremble over it.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Was it 10 o'clock, Ms. Brown?
I don't remember the exact time. I just know I told him he needed to hurry up.
Okay,
I told
remember
him
this.
to hurry up and get here.
Why ain't my name on the birth certificate?
I told him he needed to hurry up and get here because you're not there. You're not a man. You want to be a little boy. You want to stay with your mama. You don't want to do nothing for your daughter.
I want to stay with my mama.
Exactly. You don't want to do nothing. You want to
you
keep on
sit
doing
up
what
there
you
lying?
do. Ain't no lying.
I don't live with my mama. Why is you lying?
Listen,
strike you. I'm telling you, you better watch out. One of them things in your ear.
Ms. Brown, Mr. Jones, this isn't getting us anywhere.
No, ma'am, it's not. The only thing I want to know is that's my child.
And that's what I have. The results are here.
Thank you, Lord.
Jerome, the envelope, please.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Brown versus Jones, when it comes to 2-month-old Journey Brown, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Jones, you are her father.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
What do you feel in this moment, Ms. Brown?
I'm relieved. I'm happy. Hopefully he can step up you know, get people out of his ear, face reality.
How does it feel, Mr. Jones, to know you have a beautiful little girl?
I'm happy. I'm scared. I'm happy. I'm excited.
I appreciate the fact that you stood there and just said, I'm happy, but I'm scared. Because there's nothing wrong with that. And so now, I want you to channel all of those emotions that you have into her. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Mr. Jacobs, you're on the birth certificate and paying child support for 3-year-old Samar, but say your ex is now telling people that you are not his biological father, and you're suing today to prove that Samar is your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Ms. Call, you admit to allowing Mr. Jacobs to name the baby, sign the birth certificate, and pay support for your son, but now say Samar's real biological father is another man, Mr. Daniel Cooper.
Yes, Your Honor.
But Mr. Cooper says there's no way he's your son's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Jacobs, how did you meet Ms. Call?
Well, Your Honor, I met Miss Call on the train, coming back from the gym. She sits in front of me, continuous staring at me. She compliments me on my eyes, and you know, I said thank you. It's flattering. Like I've been hearing that since I was little, so it's nothing new. And you know, getting off the train, she's following me, and she comes upstairs, and you know, being a gentleman that I am, I like to get to know her. I get to know her. I cook her a meal and everything like that. And hey,
This is after you met on the train?
Yes.
The same day?
Yes, ma'am.
You followed him home, Miss Call?
We watched movies, we talked, we did get to know each other. We did have unprotected sex that night, Your Honor.
The day?
That same day.
You young people running around here having sex, I never heard of such. Just get on the bus, going somewhere, next thing you know, you in somebody's apartment having sex. Who does that? That's not funny. Now we've got a little person here that doesn't have a clue who his father is. How soon after that did you find out she was pregnant?
I would say about a month or so. You know, coming back home the first time, it was, you know, my neighbor had told me that, you know, a young lady had stopped by to look for you and everything like that. And the next day, she was actually sitting outside my apartment, and she was sitting with a friend. And, you know, she was fat and everything. She was big. And it was like, all right, you know, I'm pretty shocked by it. I asked, you know, would you like to go for a walk and everything like that? And that's when she had told me that she was pregnant and everything, so
That's not true. I was at home. I texted Ernest because I was listening to a song by Usher, Confessions. And in the first verse of the song, it says that she was pregnant and she was keeping it. I told him to go listen to it. He texted me back. He said, "You're pregnant?" I told him yes. He started denying the baby straight from the back.
Yeah,
he told me it wasn't his, it was another guy's baby.
Yana,
After that, we stopped talking.
That's not true. That's not true at all. It's not true.
So when she said, "I'm pregnant," did she say, "And you're the father"?
No, she just said that she was pregnant.
And did you assume that she was saying that you were the father, or did you think someone else could be?
Yes, Your Honor. I assumed that I was the father because, like I said, we had sex a lot, and a lot. So,
Okay, I got that.
It was good. So, I mean, I felt that I was the father at the moment. It was shocking to see her sitting outside, you know, being heavy and everything like that. And, you know, her telling me that she was pregnant, and I was surprised, and I was, you know, I would be happy to be a father and everything like that. But
so now, Miss Call, you say, go listen to this song and call me back. Did you tell him, you are my child's father, I'm pregnant and you're the child's father, or you just tell him to go listen to a song?
No, Your Honor. When he texted me back, and then after he denied the baby, I did explain to him that it was a possibility. There was another guy that could be the father.
So you were honest?
Yes.
So let's move forward a little bit. Take me to the birth. Now, after you find out she's pregnant, did you go to any doctor's appointments? Did you support her through it? Or the whole time you were thinking, I may not be the father?
I would ask her if I can go to the hospital with her. You know, can I come see, could I get a sonogram? She was telling me no.
Really? Did you tell him he couldn't go to the hospital or go to any of the appointments with you?
No, Your Honor. He never once asked me to go to any appointments, and if he did, why? If he's sitting there from the beginning telling me it's another guy's baby, why would he want to go with me to the doctor's appointment?
It's not true at all, Your Honor.
You went from not going to any doctor's appointments to signing the birth certificate.
Yes, ma'am.
How did we get there?
I was there for the whole birth.
The whole thing?
Yes, ma'am.
And you signed the birth certificate.
Correct.
why did you sign the birth certificate? At that moment, were you sure you were this child's biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were?
Yes.
And why were you sure?
I was sure about it because when she was in the C-section, they had brought Samar out to me and placed me in my arms and everything. And at that time moment when I said his name, he had opened up his eyes and he was looking at me. And at that time, I felt the connection between him and me. And the nurse there told me, like, you know, that's a rare thing for that to happen. You know, usually the babies don't open up their eyes.
To keep their eyes closed, and when he opened his eyes, you felt like that was a sign.
That was a sign, correct. Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Call, did you know he was going to sign the birth certificate? Did you all discuss that?
No, Your Honor. When I woke up...
Did you allow him to sign it?
I didn't know that he signed it. I was in the recovery room. When I woke up, he told me he signed the birth certificate, named the baby, everything. I didn't know nothing about it until I woke up in the recovery room.
Yeah.
So the baby was named and the birth certificate was signed when you
woke up from
Your Honor,
the C-section,
that's not true at all.
It is true, Your Honor.
You all had never discussed the name?
No.
So bottom line is, when you got out of recovery, the birth certificate was signed.
Yes.
And the baby had a name.
Yes.
When you found out the birth certificate was signed, Ms. Call, did you say to yourself, oh, wait a minute, because this could be somebody else's baby?
No, Your Honor.
You didn't?
No.
What was your reaction?
I was confused, to be honest. I was confused that he even signed the birth certificate or anything.
Because you thought he would not, because you were very open about the fact that it could be his child and it could be somebody else's.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's not true.
Now, Mr. Jacobs, did you understand that by signing that birth certificate, you were acknowledging paternity? You were saying, I am, by executing this, signing my name here, I become the legal father of this child. And do you understand that at that point, it's not even about biology. It's about signing the birth certificate means you're the legal father, and that's how you're looked upon.
Your Honor, nah.
You didn't understand that?
No, I understood that.
Your Honor.
Listen, when I was, hold up. When I was at the hospital, all right, she had like, I had called my mother when I went to go pick up the car seat. I had told my mom that she had the baby and that she told me not to sign the birth certificate. And, you know, like I said, I felt that it was mine at the moment, that time and moment, because of the connection that we had. So I did sign the birth certificate. I mean, I have the documents right here with me.
I'd like to see that, sir.
All right.
Jerome, will you hand them to me, please? So your mother said, do not sign this. She said, do not.
Yes.
But you signed it anyway.
Correct.
So this is here where you acknowledged paternity, Ernest Lee Jacobs, even though your mother told you don't do it.
Correct. And then.
So your name is on this birth certificate, and you're in this courtroom trying to prove that Samar is your biological child.
Right.
Your Honor, can I say something?
But Ms. Call, now, after he signed the birth certificate, paying child support, he's responsible legally for this child, you're now saying he's not the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Wow. And you truly believe Mr. Cooper is the father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
Your Honor, one of Mr. Cooper's family members showed me a picture of Mr. Cooper when he was 3-year-old. My son is 3-year-old now. They look just alike in them two pictures of Mr. Cooper when he was 3 and my son now now that he's 3.
So you saw a picture?
Yes.
And when you saw that picture, you saw your son?
Yes. And every day I look at my son, he looks more and more like Mr. Cooper. He has his same eyes, same nose, same forehead, same ears. He looks nothing like Mr. Jacobs.
Do you not want him to be the father, or do you not believe?
No, I do not believe he's the father, Your Honor.
Jerome, I think it's time we meet Mr. Cooper, the man she says is
Bring him in here.
Samar's biological father.
Can I explain why I feel that I'm the father?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, this is why I feel that Samar is my child. As he's gotten older, I see him doing the same things that I do. He rubs his hands like I do. He does this. He plays with, toys that I played with when I was little. He does some of the things that I do. He's left-handed, and I mean, when I'm there, he comes right to me. We talk, we connect. Like I said, it felt like I had a connection when he was born, and we still connect to this day, being that he's 3 years old, and I'm hardly around because she doesn't want me around.
All right. Mr. Cooper, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
You had a sexual relationship with Miss Call, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
She has testified in court today that she believes that you are Samar's biological father. Do you believe you are
No, Your
her child's
Honor.
father?
No, Your Honor, not at all. Not at all. Because Miss Call, she was real promiscuous. She was out there. She had a crazy reputation.
Did she tell you you were the father, or did she tell you Mr. Jacobs was the father?
Man, she was trying to hint that I was the father, but I wasn't hearing it. I shut it all down. And then next thing you know, she fell back. And I seen her again after she had the baby. So the whole pregnancy,
So when you said she was trying to hint, what was the hint?
she was just like, I'm pregnant, and you know, like she was getting a little bigger, but I'm like, man, that ain't mine. You doing whatever you do. Like you come over at night and leave in the morning, so.
But that's how you make babies.
Yeah, but she was doing her.
Last I heard, Jerome.
Absolutely true.
So she says she's convinced, though. She says the baby looks just like you, and your family member showed her a picture of when you was 3 years old, and it looks just like Samar. Have you seen this picture?
Yes, I got that picture.
Do you see the similarity?
No, ma'am. Not at all. I don't think he big. I'm real skinny. He was big ever since he came out.
Your Honor, that's because my baby eats. That's why he's so big.
I don't know. When she first had him, he was a little big. I always been skinny. And then I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Have you spent any time with Samar?
No, ma'am. I mean,
Have
when he
you
was
bought anything for the child?
Yes, ma'am. I bought diapers and wipes before.
You have?
Yes, ma'am.
And formula.
And why were you providing for a baby you definitively said was not yours?
Because she first had him and I didn't know. I just wanted to see him, and she asked me to get the baby some diapers. So I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, I got the money and she needed, so yeah, I'm gonna help her.
So you were helping her, but not necessarily saying,
This my son.
this
No.
is my son.
No.
So did you know that she also had Mr. Jacobs in the picture and that he had signed the birth certificate and was paying child support?
Yes, I found that out after she had the baby. She told me that he signed a birth certificate and that it was his.
Yes.
That what
yes,
she
yeah.
told me?
We actually spoke.
Yeah.
We actually spoke.
So
when I was living in Niagara Falls, we actually had communication, and the same way, I was helping her out, giving her formula and diapers too, and he was telling me that she wanted to do a DNA test, but she never came around to do it. So he didn't really know who the father was, and I was just stuck being the father.
But you want to be the father. You signed the birth certificate.
Right.
When your mother told you don't do it, you did it anyway,
I did.
and you're now paying child support.
Correct. I mean,
And you say you
Your
felt
Honor,
there was
that's
a
why
connection.
he doesn't want to be the
I
father.
have information.
What did you bring? You said you have information.
Yes, I have information of me paying child support. I paid.
Let me see that. Jerome, will you hand me this evidence? This is what exactly, Mr. Jacobs?
This is the child support bill. It's me paying.
So you pay child support regular?
I had to pay $15 at first, but some things have happened where now it increased to me paying about $45 a week. So, I mean.
And you pay this every month?
Right, it's weekly, but right, I pay it every month.
And so, Ms. Call, you're allowing Mr. Jacobs to pay the child support, even though you say that Mr. Cooper is the child's father.
Your Honor, I didn't take Mr. Jacobs for child support. The government did.
Well, no. My point is...
I know.
No, look, trust me. I do know, because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is, you accept the child support, but you want Mr. Cooper to be the child's father, and he's acting like he doesn't want anything to do with the baby. I'm baffled. I think it's time for the results. Jerome?
Thank you.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Jacobs versus Call, pertaining to whether Mr. Cooper or Mr. Jacobs is the father of 3-year-old Samar Jacobs, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Cooper, you are not the father.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Mr. Jacobs, you are not the father.
What the? Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Calm down. Whoa. Review that. You say what?
Miss
Slow down.
You don't seem that surprised. I've sat this bench long enough to know a real reaction. You're not surprised.
There's a couple more people.
A couple more people.
Yo, what?
I told you. I was lying.
Okay. Look, it's a... Ain't no shame in the game now. I mean, the results are in. Do you know where these men are? This may require some research on your part because your baby deserves to know who his father is. Mr. Jacobs. Now, you know you should listen to your mama.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've got a situation on your hands where you're going to have to return to your home state. You are going to have to petition the court in that state to see if the court will allow you to remove your name from the birth certificate, and there's no guarantee.
Ms. McDuffie, you are here today to prove that your ex-boyfriend, Mr. Edwards, is the father of your 2-year-old daughter, Samaya. You say you are tired of the defendant denying your child and evading his responsibility. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Edwards, you have real reason to doubt you are the father of Ms. McDuffie's daughter and claim after several attempts at trying to obtain a DNA test, you know today's results will clear you of any responsibility. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. McDuffie, why are today's results so important to you? Explain.
Your Honor, these results are important because I know Mr. Sammy Edwards is the father. He's a pop in and pop out dad. One minute he's claiming her, the next minute she's not his daughter. And at this point, I just want my daughter to be taken care of and get the same love and support that I had growing up as a child as well. And I just feel like it's unfair for us to have to be here today when I've allowed him opportunity, I've never denied him from his child, and I'm still getting a backlash as if this is not his daughter.
All right, so, Mr. Edwards, do you agree with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh!
Yeah.
You're going to make my job easy today.
I'll be honest, you know. But how I feel about the situation, you know, she said I'm going to pop in and pop out dad or whatever, just simply because she's a gorgeous little girl, you know. I don't want to get too attached to her or get my family too attached to her because, you know, I just don't know if she's mine or not.
But you come see her all the time. Like, you're constantly there. You pop in, you pop out 1 minute, you calling her, that's good. Can I see my baby? Can I do this with my daughter?
Well,
and then now you're not. Like, I don't get it. Make up your mind.
So,
Either you're her dad or you're not.
Mr. Edwards, can you take me to the day you met Miss McDuffie? How did you all meet?
I saw her behind, she was a waitress behind the bar, you know what I'm saying? I really ain't, you know, paid too much attention to her till she really, you know, walked across the bar. You know, I saw them buns and I had to proceed, you know? So.
He had to proceed.
Yeah. So I proceeded to the buns, you know, and I got a number, you know, and at first, you know, we were texting for about a week, and she kind of curved me a little bit because I think she had something
I curved you all the way.
She
She
had something going on with someone else. But she curved me a little bit up until the time, you know, about a month and a half prior to me meeting her. You know how when you just in your phone bored and you just see her and you see you ain't talked to her in a while, like, let me just give this another chance. You know what I'm saying? So I called her again, you know what I'm saying? So she obviously was out of the situation with him, I guess. So, and that's what it is. You know, I called her, I came and picked her up, and you know, we got some good food, some good drinky drink. You know, I guess you know, I proceeded to those buns.
You know, back to the bun.
Yeah, you might have proceeded to a bun in the oven too.
Right.
If we gonna get these results. So you had sex the first night?
Yeah, 3 times.
Did you use protection?
Oh, nah, I'm not gonna lie. I hot dog, no bun. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What in the world? What is all this sex with just no protection?
And alcohol was involved in that situation too. So.
With you, not with me, because I don't drink.
Well, you were drinking that night.
So then what? Do you all decide you're gonna date? Do you ever go on a date? Be in a relationship? Does this sexual relationship continue?
I'm sorry. 2 weeks, like a week prior to, you know, us having sex in the car, like the second date, it was, she called me and said she was pregnant.
A week? 2 weeks?
I think it was a week.
No, it was not.
It was like a week. You know, she, I really didn't believe her, so I came to the house, you know what I'm saying, with more pregnancy tests and stuff like that. So she took those. You know, she saw.
You gave me the pregnancy test?
Yeah, I came to the house and gave you the pregnancy.
Sammy, I found out I was pregnant through the doctor's office. I took 48 pregnancy tests.
48?
Yo, it didn't come up in my urine. That is not how I found out I was pregnant.
All right.
You know that. I found out I was pregnant through a blood test.
Well, that's what you told me. You was first you were pregnant. You said 48.
Don't go there, because you already know. Don't go
there. You said 48.
So, Mr. Edwards, once you found out she was pregnant, how did you feel?
I'm not gonna lie to you. A part of me was excited, even though we really didn't know each other, because, you know, I love kids, and a part of me was like, man, this child may not be mine, you know. Especially, you know, I moved in, you know what I'm saying, and what made me feel like, the side that made me feel like the child, it wasn't mine, because her ex and his whole family hit me up on social media.
That's a lie.
What?
That's a lie.
Her ex and his whole family?
That's a lie? Seriously?
Seriously, Sammy,
hold on.
I've always been open with you.
Miss McDuffie, hold on. I want to understand what just happened here.
Yes,
so you say her ex and his whole family?
Her ex and his whole family hit me up on social media. I'm talking about harassing the hell out of me, talking about this is not your child, you're stupid, why are you taking care of this child? Or why you got her, or not child, but why you got her?
How pregnant was Miss McDuffie
like
at the
6
time?
or 7 months, you know what I'm saying, around that time.
He's lying.
So wait, when she's 6 or 7 months pregnant,
yes,
you start getting all of these messages from her ex and his whole family,
yes,
saying, why are you taking care of this child? You are not the dad.
Right. Or why you taking care of her while she's
taking care of her because she's pregnant.
Right. And
so did you confront her and say, why is your ex and his whole family?
Of course I did. And what she said, hold on. What she said was, he can't have kids because we went to the sperm doctor and they said his sperm is this and that. But she just recently said she keep in contact with this guy and now he has a daughter. So I'm like, oh, come on.
So when you confronted her about the ex and the family reaching out, she said to you, when I was with him, we went to the sperm bank, he can't even have any kids. So then that made you feel like, oh, okay, maybe this baby is mine.
Right.
Only to find out later, this same man has a child.
Right.
What Mr. Edwards is not telling you is, the guy called my phone. He did not want to let me go. He was upset at the fact that he felt like I left him for Sammy, or I stopped. And granted, to be honest with you, I did. But we weren't dating. It's just I didn't want to go further with our friendship because I knew he was catching feelings. But I've always been open with Sammy about everything, about the guy. He knew about the guy before we started.
If you weren't sleeping with him, how do you know anything about the sperm count? And why are you getting that information?
Like I said, we were friends. We weren't in a committed relationship. We were friends. We were like just messing around. I didn't want to be in a relationship.
So you were having sex with him?
Yeah, we were, but not when I met Mr. Edwards. I had stopped dealing with him altogether 2 months before I even met Mr.
But that's not
Edwards.
what you just testified to.
No, we weren't, because we weren't in a I say we weren't in a relationship. We weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. He was just like a friends with benefits. I never wanted a relationship with him. It was never a relationship in the beginning. And I openly expressed that to Sammy at the time.
Yeah, that's not what you said, Miss McDuffie. That really isn't. That's not what you testified to, but as you getting going, your story...
Bringing out that lie. You can
No,
just
it
look
ain't
at
no lie. It's not a lie.
You can just look at her face expression.
It's
like,
not a lie.
I know she lying.
It's not a lie. How is it a lie?
I'm just
Sammy,
saying.
so I wasn't open with you about everything when I met you? Exactly. I was open. I've never lied to him, Judge. I've never lied to him, Your Honor. I've always been open. That's how I am. I'm very upfront and open. I don't play with people's feelings because when you get feelings involved and then kids get involved, it's not about us no more. It's about her. That's all I care about. It's about her. I've always been open.
Listen, you may have been open with Mr. Edwards, but I will say in this courtroom, in this hearing, your testimony started out one way, and the next thing you know, it ended up being that you did have a sexual relationship.
He knew I had a sexual relationship. I didn't deny that from him.
Did you know that, Mr. Edwards?
I don't know what she lied so much.
Here you go with this, man. I don't play like that. I'm openly honest.
All right.
From what I knew, this man have dates.
All right. What kind of dates?
This man have dates of what the last time they had sex.
What dates he gave you?
I don't remember. Of course,
you don't remember, because you telling a lie.
But this man he added up the dates, and he was like, bro, we had sex this specific time, so I'm letting you know this is my child. And
so he called you with specific dates? No, he didn't call him. He called me. He answered the phone, which I had already told Mr. Edwards that this man is going to say whatever he needs to say to get in between us because, he doesn't want us together, and two, it's already some ammo because I already stopped dealing with him. And then...
So, Ms. McDuffie, let me be clear. Stop talking for a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Take me to the birth. When Samaya was born, who was there with you?
Sammy was right there with me holding one leg and the nurse on the other leg. And he played Erykah Badu when I pushed her out. So he was right there. He was right there.
Because I'm more spiritual. I see you had the beads on. I mean, they look like African beads. You know what I'm saying? I'm very spiritual. So I felt half of me felt like she was mine. So I still wanted to really, like, at least beat her.
Just like you was there afterwards, too. And you signed the birth certificate in the hospital.
I signed the birth certificate.
Mr. Edwards,
no, I didn't.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, you did. Why is her name not your name? Tell the truth.
Her name is Samaya McDuffie. What is you talking about?
Who's she named after, though?
You.
No, she's named after you and me. What is your name? Sammy, right? My name is what? Exactly.
You said this me.
No. I don't have to argue with you all because I have the birth certificate and I want to look at it.
That's your last name.
It's Cherie.
So this is Samaya
Cameron. Yes, ma'am.
McDuffie. Lord, y'all can make up some names. Samaya Cameron McDuffie. Mother's name, Shabrita Jaleesa McDuffie.
Yes, ma'am.
McDuffie.
But there's no father's name.
At the hospital that we had in the original birth, he signed the papers for the birth certificate. How they do it, you have 3 to 5 days after the baby is born, once we leave the hospital, to come back and have it signed by a notary public. He felt like I should have driven to get him an hour and a half away. He felt like I had to be an hour and a half away to come get. He didn't have no gas.
Have anybody ever heard this before?
So when I called you and told you we had to come down and sign for the birth certificate, what did you tell me? I ain't got no gas. So stop lying.
I'm gonna just let you put yourself in the big old lie.
I ain't gotta put myself in a big old lie, nothing, because I'm up here telling the truth.
So, Mr. Edwards, is it your testimony that you wanted or didn't want your name listed as father on his birth certificate?
I didn't want my name at the moment because I didn't know for sure she was mine. Even though I was there, I played my part as a man. So that's the half of me that felt like she was mine. The other half was not signing this birth certificate. You feel me? Because I didn't know.
So you didn't do it?
Yeah, so I did. You know, I took later on down the line, I took 2 DNA tests. And
he swapped my child twice, by the way, Your Honor. He's already taken 2 DNA tests on my daughter, which I let him.
And what were the results?
To ask him. Every time I ask him, I didn't get enough cheek cells, or it's something wrong with the results.
That's what the people
He
call
swabbed
me.
her twice at my house. I've allowed him to come to my home.
Mr. Edwards, what were the results you received?
They came back inconclusive.
Inconclusive,
Yeah,
okay.
They said I didn't have enough cheek cells. I don't know why, The second time, I was like, okay, I'm finna definitely get enough cheek sales this damn time. But you feel me? But
so when the test came back inconclusive, your doubt went even further.
yeah, I'm like, what's going on? You feel me?
I don't even know why he's sitting up here capping, because he know this is
That
baby.
man said that's his baby.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, listen. I will say this, Ms. McDuffie, and I think as a woman, you have to acknowledge that this is true. Even if this ex of yours decided to sabotage your relationship with Mr. Edwards by saying to him, I'm the father, once that happened,
oh, I knew it was out the window.
Exactly.
I knew it was out the window.
There
That's why I allow him to DNA test, Your Honor.
That's exactly right.
I've never denied him. He asked for a DNA test while we were pregnant, sitting in a car.
That's all I want you to know.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
at
I
that
agree.
point,
yes, ma'am.
it was a wrap.
I agree. Oh, yeah, I knew it was over with.
Okay.
I knew it.
So that's why it's important that we're here now.
Yes, ma'am.
Because there really is only one way to get to the truth, and that's to get the results. Jerome, I'm ready.
Look at that beautiful baby. Like, come on, man.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of McDuffie versus Edwards, when it comes to 2-year-old Samaya McDuffie, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Edwards, you are the father.
You knew that,
That's
though.
real.
I'm not even going
I
there
honestly
with
didn't know.
you. You knew that.
I honestly
Can't
didn't
believe
know.
You are the father.
Definitely. I'm gonna Chuck E. Cheese that thing right after this. Feel me? Chuck E. Cheese that thing, man.
Hey,
You know?
that's good though.
Yeah.
But not just once in a while.
Oh, nah.
You know, listen, Samaya needs you to be a dedicated dad, not a pop-up pops,
Nah.
right?
Nah, not.
You know that little popping up kind, pop up here, we go to Chuck E. Cheese, don't see him for 4 months. No, that's not being a
That's
dad.
exactly what it is.
Nah.
Pop up here and go get some ice cream, now we don't see him for another few months.
Oh, nah.
We're not being a pop-up pops.